we could have a discussion right here about what the numbers look like, and we know what's necessary. And here's the good news. It turns out we don't have to do anything radical to solve this problem. Contrary to what some folks say, that we're not Greece, we're not Portugal. It turns out that our problem is we cut taxes without paying for them over the last decade. We ended up instituting new programs like a prescription drug program for seniors that was not paid for. We fought 2 wars, we didn't pay for them. We had a bad recession that required a Recovery Act and stimulus spending and helping states, and all that accumulated, and there's interest on top of that. And to unwind that, what's required is that we roll back those tax cuts on the wealthiest individuals, that we clean up our tax code so we're not giving out a bunch of tax breaks to companies that don't need them and are not creating jobs. We cut programs that we don't need, and we invest in those things that are going to help us grow. And every commission that's been out there has said the same thing, and basically taken the same approach within the margin of error. So, my general view is that if the American people looked at this, they'd say, boy, some of these decisions are tough, but they don't require us to gut Medicare or Social Security. They don't require us to stop helping young people go to college. They don't require us to stop helping families who've got a disabled child. They don't require us to violate our obligations to our veterans. And they don't require quote-unquote job-killing tax cuts. They require us to make some modest adjustments to get our house in order. And we should do it now. With respect to Senator McConnell's plan, as I said, I think it is constructive to say that if Washington operates as usual and can't get anything done, let's at least avert Armageddon. I'm glad that people are serious about the consequences of default. But we have 2 problems here. One is raising the debt ceiling. This is a problem that was manufactured here in Washington because every single one of the leaders over there have voted for raising the debt ceiling in the past, and it has typically been a difficult but routine process. And we do have a genuine underlying problem that our debt and deficits are too big. So Senator McConnell's approach solves the first problem. It doesn't solve the second problem. I'd like to solve that second problem.
Are you looking at this option as a more likely outcome at this point, or can you share with us why you have some hope that the talks that have been going on might actually produce?
I always have hope. Don't you remember my campaign? even after being here for 2.5 years, I continue to have hope. You know why I have hope is because of the American people. When I talk to them and I meet with them, as frustrated as they are about this town, they still reflect good common sense. And all we have to do is align with that common sense on this problem. It can get solved. And I'm assuming that at some point, members of Congress are going to listen. I just want to repeat, every Republican, I won't say every, a number of Republican former elected officials, they're not in office now, would say a balanced approach that includes some revenue is the right thing to do. The majority of Republican voters say that approach is the right thing to do. The proposal that I was discussing with Speaker Boehner fell squarely in line with what most Republican voters think we should do. So the question is, at what point do folks over there start listening to the people who put them in office? Now's a good time.